folks, I'm Ian Baker, and today we're going to go over the 2020 Evoke Model B. This is an awesome bunk model, very common layout. They did some things I really like though, and they have some amenities that I really enjoy. With this layout, you will see that you have a large super slide over here with your sofa as well as your dinette. And one of the things I like about this setup is the fact the sofa is directly across from the TV, which is something that's not super easy to accomplish a lot of times in this style floor plan. Let's actually start off on the kitchen though. It's one of the things that really pop as soon as you walk into the Evoke. You have this big, beautiful backsplash here with the light as well, not just the LED light of course, but the accent light, which if you want to turn that off, by all means you can. That goes throughout the entire camper, but I think it's pretty cool. It just adds a little bit of appeal, something we don't see a ton of. Very industrial faucet, and it works very well too, you know, to kind of move around. You have a little bit of adjustment there, makes it a little bit easier to wash and rinse dishes. Large single basin stainless steel sink. Then you have a granicote countertop. Now, essentially from my understanding, it's kind of like a fiberglass style countertop, but it does work very well. You don't have to worry about, you know, obviously any T-mold popping off or any water intrusion like in the seams, anything like that. So I do like that, especially over like a T-mold. If we take a look underneath, we'll open this up. You'll see good pots and pan storage underneath the sink. 3 full extension ball bearing drawers. And folks, one of my favorite parts, and again when I talk about some of the nicer amenities they put into it, is this right here. Slow close drawers. That's something we don't see very often on a travel trailer in this price point. Usually you have to be up into the higher end fifth wheels to be able to see those. Also, the cabinets up top, I love this. You have two-tone cabinets with like the chrome piping on here. Also, it's curved wood, so it helps give a little, you know, again, a little more flair, a little more modern look to it. Good storage all the way across the top here. It is strut supported for easy one-hand operation. You'll see the microwave up top with the very slimline hood here too. And then if we drop back down, of course you have all this countertop space, great prep space, 3-burner cooktop. This does fold up and back. Cooktop of course is recessed. You have a light there if you want the lights on the knobs. Oven for baking, and underneath that you have additional storage. So you know, again, I like the fact they did that too. A lot of times you don't get that extra storage area, it's just a panel, so they kind of went a step beyond. Ever-chill compressor-driven refrigerator here, so that way it cools down nice and quick, keeps everything very cool for you. You'll also see the large crisper drawer on there, plenty of size on that one as well. As I mentioned, the entertainment center is directly across from the sofa, which I love. This is on a swing arm mount too, so if you want to swing this around to the dinette or around to the bunks, you can do that. It has the backlighting. Underneath is the multimedia center. This controls the speakers in here as well as outside and is Bluetooth capable. Also a DVD player. Fireplace underneath that, which not only looks great, because of course you can turn on the fake flame look, but essentially folks, that is a big space heater which will help take the chill off in this space without having to use propane. So if you are hooked up at a campsite, you don't have to pay for electric. That's basically free heat. You'll also see the light underneath as well as these little angles here, which are pretty cool. They say Evoke on there. And again, you know, just an extra little flare piece that a lot of manufacturers just wouldn't care to think about. While we're looking down there, the floor as well. I really like the flooring. It's something that's used commonly in the marine industry. It's very similar to what Airstream uses. You can see kind of on here. It's very durable and it cleans up fairly easily too. Coming around to the side. This is something else I like. As soon as you walk in, right behind that entertainment center, you have a rod there so you can hang up coats, sweatshirts, you know, other heavy items if you plan on camping later into the season. And then you will see storage right down below, which is perfect for your shoes, boots, things like that. Right here in the back corner is the bathroom. So let's come on back, see what we're working with. Start off on size. So I'm 6 foot. As you can see, I have great leg space here, plenty of shoulder space as well. I don't feel cramped at all. If I'm brushing my teeth or washing my hands, I have great room there. If I need to do my hair or anything, you know, you do have to contend a little bit with the door, but it's still very usable. And behind that mirror, of course, is your medicine cabinet, so you have some additional storage. It also lights up kind of like the rest of the camper. Electrical outlet. little bit of storage underneath. You do have enough space there for a trash can, and then you have a little extra over to the side. As far as the shower, I'll take a step in here. So as I mentioned, folks, I am 6 foot. You can see even without the skylight, I have plenty of headspace here. With that skylight, even more. It would be pretty tough to stand under the skylight and shower because you'd be right up into the door. So realistically, as far as shower height, I'd say, 6'2", you can probably shower in here. Any taller than that, either have to kind of stand under the skylight, which is a little tough, or just bend down a little. The hand wand is on a bar, which I like, so that way you can set that height. A lot of times it's just mounted there, so that's a nice feature to have. And then, of course, you have a couple of shelves built in, and the actual shower door itself rather than a curtain. So we make our way back out, you will see the 2 rear bunks. Double bunks, so that way, a little bit bigger. If you need an adult to sleep in here, they can, or if 2 kids want to sleep per bunk, you can. I like this, it's not just, again, not super simple. They helped kind of elevate the aesthetic piece by giving it that two-tone like the cabinets with that same chrome piping. You will notice you have electrical outlet as well as dual USB port in both bunks. You have the LED super thin line wall sconce on both bunks. And then you also have a built-in ladder. So that way, if little kids want to climb up into the top bunk, they have the capability to do so. If we take a look right here under the bunk, you will also see you have this storage area. So that way, if you have like a laundry basket or something you want to stick under there, makes a great spot for dirty clothes. Just plop it down there. The kids can toss all their dirty clothes in there. The Super Slide houses a jackknife sofa and a dinette. The jackknife sofa has these removable armrests here with a cup holder. If you have an item that doesn't have a lid on it, I wouldn't use the cup holder because it is a little flimsy. But if it's just like a bottle of water or something, obviously no issues. But the armrests do make life, sitting here a little bit more comfortable. And as I mentioned, the TV is directly across from that, so it's probably the preferable place to sit. Because it's a jackknife sofa, good storage underneath. So if you have any extra bedding or anything, that's a great spot to put it. And of course, that does drop down into an additional sleeping area. Same thing with the dinette. This drops down as well. This table is the same granicote that they used for the kitchen countertops. As far as space here, so as you can see, you do have enough room for 2 people on each side, 4 people to comfortably sit. I have good space between my torso and the table here, and plenty of room between my legs and the table. It's not sitting right on top of my legs or anything. So, you could definitely have a meal here, play a game here. And as I mentioned, even if the TV stays where it's at, you have a pretty good view. But if you do want to turn that for a slightly better angle, it is no problem because that's on that arm mount. When we step up into the bedroom, one of the things you notice right away is the king size bed. Folks, this is a true 76 by 80 inch king bed, which means it's not only great for tall people because your feet won't hang off, but it's also wide enough you won't be elbowing each other in the middle of the night. There is storage underneath. You'll see it's strut supported. It does come with 2 regular pillows as well as 3 throw pillows for decorative use. And on both sides of the bed, you will see that you have nightstands. Again, that same granicote countertop helping to make everything nice and seamless. You have electrical outlets as well as dual USB ports there to plug in, cell phones, CPAP machines, whatever else. A couple wall sconces there too. Now, where this floor plan is unique is right here at the foot of the bed. First off, I just want to mention that even though you do have, like this extra countertop in here, you have plenty of space to be able to walk through. Even with that full 80-inch bed, plenty of room. But this is kind of unique. So the idea here is that both of you can get ready at the same time. So if someone else is using the bathroom, you can be right here, doing your makeup, brushing your teeth, whatever else you need to do. You have a plug in there for your hair dryer or curling iron. You see you have the drawer right underneath, and then some additional storage as well as access underneath that. And then over to this side is your wardrobe. So the only downfall to this floor plan of this bedroom, in my opinion, is the fact that this is really your only hanging space. A lot of times you kind of have like a his and hers or, a couple's one. Now, if you need to, you can use the one out behind the entertainment center as hanging space, so you do have that as well. But this will basically be your main closed storage. You do get the big one underneath there too. The other thing to mention is you have a secondary entrance. So if you have guests that are staying out in that main living area, you don't want to disturb them late at night or early in the morning, you can use the bedroom entrance here. Last couple things in the bedroom. One, you will notice this one does have the secondary AC in here, so that way you can stay nice and cool. The controls for this one are right on that unit itself. And lastly, if you want a TV in the bedroom, they did put a backer in the wall, and the connections for that are right up on the ceiling. Now that we've seen the inside, let's take a look at some of the outside features on the 2020 Evoke Model B. Right up front, you'll see a power tongue jack. This makes it nice and easy to hook up and disconnect from your tow vehicle because you have the rocker switch here. You can just flip that up and down to raise and lower the tongue. You also have the light for added visibility at night. Right behind that are two 30-pound propane tanks with the cover. And a little bit further back, you will see rails for your battery. It's kind of tough to see, but you also have a fully enclosed insulated underbelly, which will help keep out road grime, hopefully some of the rodents in the off-season. It will also help keep things a little bit warmer down there in the cooler climates. Right up front, you will see the diamond plating. One of the things I really like is how high the diamond plating actually comes up, because a lot of times the rocks will get thrown up over the diamond plating when it's down here. This will certainly help protect that much better. Coming around to the coming around to the campsite rather. If we look at the pass-through, you'll see it does have a covered hinge on here. It's also magnetic. Not a super big pass-through on this camper, but it is fairly usable if you have like chairs, things like that. Some of the grills will still fit in here. Lights in there, so you can access that and be able to see into it as night too. Right here you will see the stabilizer jacks. So you have one control right up front for the front two, another control in the back for the rear two. Bear in mind, folks, that is not to be used to be leveled or to level the camper, because you will break the jacks. You just want to level the camper out with the blocks, and then once it is leveled, you can use your powered stabilizer jacks to lower those arms, so that way the camper isn't rocking as you're moving around inside. The Model B does have two entrances. The first one here directly into the bedroom. This is the secondary entrance, the primary there in the back. Both of them do have the larger grab handle on here. I've said this before, it's probably my only complaint with the Evoke is I don't really care for the grab handle setup. Even though it's the same extended grab handle that a lot of manufacturers use, the way they mounted it is a little odd, and it's just a little flimsy for me. For a grab handle, I want something that's a little more sturdy, but again, that's probably my only complaint with this camper. But at least it is a larger grab handle, so you can grab that from the first step all the way in. Very cool doors on here. It's actually a tempered glass door. You can't really see it, but there's actually a window right here. And again, because it's that tempered glass, it just blends right in. But when you're inside, you can actually see through that window, which is pretty cool. Same thing with the other door. You'll notice the awning on this camper covers both doors. Just touch a button to roll that out. Same thing to go back in. And there's an LED light strip, and that can be used whether the awning's rolled up like it is right now, partially extended, or fully extended. We will open this up. Again, this is also magnetic. I love when the manufacturers are able to put in some kind of outside kitchen, and here's where they put it. So you have your refrigerator for your condiments and beverages, as well as your extendable 2-burner cooktop here. There is a propane quick connect underneath that you can plug into to operate that. Or if you want to bring your own grill, by all means, you can do that as well. Two outside speakers, as I previously mentioned, those are controlled by that multimedia center inside, but that is Bluetooth capable. And taking a step back a little bit further, cable outlet and electrical outlet in case you want a TV outside. Dropping down, you'll see the gorgeous wheels on here. They look absolutely awesome. Another cool thing about Travel-Lite is the fact that you can kind of see how the fender is flared out a little bit. That's because basically the wheels sit a little bit outside the base. It's a wide base, which is supposed to help with towability. You know, it's just a little bit wider, and so it rides a little bit better going down the road, is what I'm told. I have not towed it personally, so I cannot attest to that, but in theory, I can see where that would help. Right back here is the primary entrance. So you have the LCI solid steps. You will see the aluminum alloy steps on there, or the treads, that way they don't rust. You'll notice the grip tape as well, so if it is wet out or raining a little bit, you have some extra traction. And then the same style grab handle that you have up front. If you haven't seen the solid steps before, just like the name implies, they are very solid. I'm over 200 pounds. You can see I can hop up and down on here, and folks, those steps hardly flex. Also, you have adjustable legs, so you can adjust that to your campsite. Making our way around to the back, so right back here is that secondary control. As I mentioned, those are for the rear two power stabilizer jacks. You have the rear receiver, 150-pound weight capacity. You definitely don't want to try to tow anything with this, but it is great if you have like a small bike rack you want to hook up there, you can certainly do that. Your water inlets are in the back, so city water on the right, fresh water tank fill here on the left. Outside shower with hot and cold water access above that. Cable and satellite inlets, as well as your 50-amp detachable power cord, which will plug right into there. If you do take a look up top, you'll kind of see the flare. It kind of flares out, which is pretty cool. I've seen something similar on toy haulers, but it just helps add to the aesthetic piece of the camper itself. Coming around to the off-door side here, this is one of my favorite parts. It may not have a big pass-through, but this particular floor plan does have big extra storage behind the on the off-door side here. So I absolutely love this. It does share that storage underneath the bunk that I showed you when we were inside, but you can definitely fit a lot of items right here. If we drop down underneath, you will see your main termination right back here with your black and gray tank valve. There is another termination right up front and in front of the front axle. Also up there is solar prep. So if you want solar, you can buy portable panels, plug it in up there. It's already pre-wired and it'll trickle charge your battery. All right, folks, and that wraps it up. Again, this is the 2020 Evoke Model B. If you're interested in this bunk model and you would like price and availability, simply click on the link in the description. Thanks again for watching. I'm Ian Baker, and let's go camping.